Hi, and welcome to the gallery. I'm Vasyl Terapov.
And I'm Moritz van Hoberg.
Today, we're going to be analyzing a piece of contemporary media that means a lot to a lot of people. And one of these people is a very special guest for this episode.
The contemporary media in question? And we would, as Vasyl was saying, we would love to welcome a special guest. He is an expert on this type of contemporary media. Please come in, Jack Strathy.
Yeah, pull up a chair.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
It's an honor.
Glad to have you.
Just behind us, please.
Oh.
Yeah. Like right behind us. See if you can squeeze in there.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
So, Vasyl.
Do we want to show this to our expert just in case?
Okay. Take a look.
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, I'm seeing an image here.
Yeah. Would you like to just describe the image loose terms?
And if you would like to, Jack, can you show the camera as you pointed out?
I'm seeing a subject who appears to be a furry animal, and I'm seeing the text, "Born to dilly-dally, forced to lock in." Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what it means, though.
Well, Vasyl, I appreciate Jack for giving us the groundwork,
Thank you.
but I think I need to add to that. I'm going to say everything we see. So there's some animal in the middle, right? Some kind of small rabbit.
I'm gonna say brown color in case that's not clear to the audience.
I don't see color personally. But...
Oh, okay. Well,
okay. But then let's look a little closer.
We've
We've got the text, as Jack was saying, born to dilly dally, forced to lock in. But there's more than one might first see in this image, because if you look up here, what is this?
Books. A pile of books.
Pile of books. Down here?
Magazines, probably.
If you look
that's
very closely.
Grocery bag. I think it's gonna be more visible once Mihai puts it up on screen.
Yeah, that's true. And then one thing I really wanted to bring attention to.
Fun. Not fun.
Well, I'm not sure what it means, but it has something to do with fun. And I think the key to that text might help reveal.
I'm seeing an upside down exclamation mark before the fun.
That's true. So is this Spanish?
I think it's even more important. It's Java code. I think it's not fun. That's what it's trying to say.
So it's like the author of this image is trying to teach us subtle messaging.
Yeah.
As to his real intentions or her.
Yeah, and we can see that it's the same yellow text, so it's probably part of the same message.
Yeah, so it has
to.
So
right now we have born to dilly dally, forced to lock in, not fun.
What do you think about that, Jack?
I agree with the Java analysis there. I believe the syntax of Java is a great medium for getting a point across through media. I completely agree. To me, it does appear like that is the same word, but it could be that during the creation of this piece of media, the artist could have flipped the image, so that exclamation point could give us a greater idea of what was going on in the artist's head at the time.
I see. So are you saying the whole image is flipped?
Yeah, it actually could have been. It could have originally been upside down, but I think that was just a choice made by the artist.
Interrupt me if I'm going off on a tangent, but do you believe that if the image is flipped, could this rabbit be born to lock in and forced to dilly-dally?
If I may pull out my point, I'm no expert, so obviously I haven't studied this image for as long as you have, but I think this rabbit would primarily be forced to lock in and then born to dilly-dally, rather than born to lock in and forced to dilly-dally if it was flipped. I don't know. You have a better opinion.
Well, I think that when we get into this realm of speculation on art, we really go into like a great dangerous area where we could be misconstruing an artist's ideas.
Yeah.
And I believe the meaning of the piece remains the same, whether it's up, down, left, right, sideways, or circle.
Yeah, because if we were to look at it like this.
Yeah. So fun would be right side up, but the rest would be upside down. Mm-hmm. So do you think the meaning would be retained from what you were saying?
I do.
You do. And from the sides, it does seem to be retaining some of the meaning.
I think what we need to remember is that Jack has been studying this image for 5 years. He did his PhD on this.
Mm-hmm.
So I would trust his...
That's fair.
Because at the gallery, sometimes we get a little overzealous with our opinions.
We do oftentimes misinterpret things just because we're trying too much to
Too hard.
See what the author's trying to point out, where maybe it's somewhere else.
Because if you think about it, analyzing this image is really simple. Because at its core, it's a commentary on humanity and society. Because have you ever heard of the work-life balance?
Yeah.
So
Would you?
this is life. Dilly-dallying.
That's life.
That's fun. They said it's fun, right?
Yeah.
But then locking in, because like when you have to work, you can't dilly-dally anymore. You have to
Yeah,
lock in.
that's
You
fair.
have to work. And I think the problem is this rabbit seems to be in between there. Because
Like a limbo state.
yeah, because he's not, or I'm assuming it's a he, but he's not in the sky
Don't
dilly-dallying. Yeah, but he's not in the sky dilly-dallying, but he's also not in the ground locking in, because I don't know if you noticed, but there is a shadow.
Yeah. It
Shadow
does seem like
under the
no
rabbit.
matter what side we turn it, there's still a shadow.
So this rabbit is always in this limbo state between dilly-dallying and locking in. And what do you think that means about the human condition?
I think you may be onto something here with the human condition being elements, kind of a crossover and combination of both this existence in the state of dilly-dallying, in the state of life, and the state of locking in. But if that were to be it, why would the author not have cut it off here and here? Why did the author show us the books next to the Born to Dilly-Dally, in the bag, the grocery bag, next to Forced to Lock In? It could be more symbolism for the same, or it could be more.
That is an incredibly good point, Austin.
That's actually something one of my professors brought up at university. I was getting my PhD. It's that perhaps the bag could be what the rabbit is trying to lock in for.
Yeah.
I just heard that from my professor. That's not an original idea.
Can you expand on what your professor was saying?
Well, he was saying that perhaps, like, going back to the society idea, in society we are born to dilly-dally.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's okay. We can get emotional sometimes. We can
We
move on for now.
understand that
Yeah.
some coma media might bring out the
It will bring out
waterworks.
a lot
It's
of...
just like
Yeah.
this has a really impactful meaning
It's-
to my life because like sometimes you're just born to dilly dally. You're forced to lock it to secure the bag. You know.
Yeah.
I think we can all really relate to that.
Wait, so Jack, what were you?
Did you dilly-dally,
Wait,
or
sorry.
did you lock in when you... Like,
Jack, you put a little anecdote in there to secure the bag. Is that what your professor was talking about? That you're forced to lock in to secure the bag?
Yeah, I believe that was part of the lecture.
I see.
And what is the bag?
The bag could be success, meaning anything the bag is anything you want it to be.
It's everything you ever want in life is inside that bag.
Yes.
Everything?
Yeah, everything.
Well, so you know
Do
what
you
I'm
feel
saying?
like
Oh,
you-
go ahead.
locked in for the bag?
I think I did.
Yeah.
Studying this image.
Yes.
Yeah, so this image brought you closer to your bag, or do you feel like you've gotten the bag? When would you express the moment when people have truly secured the bag?
Well, like when your dreams are finally realized, right? Like when you finally make that business, you finally get that job, you finally graduate university. I think that's what the bag represents. It represents success.
Mm-hmm.
Trying
I
to
see.
build a little more.
One thing that I'm seeing, and this goes against the views of your professor and you, but the bag's on the bottom, right? That's next to being forced to lock in.
Bottom
Okay,
left.
bottom left.
Yeah.
So you can assume the bag is associated with being forced to lock in. So if you lock in, you get the bag. We understand that.
Mhm.
But the books up there, that's with dilly-dallying, right? Bag is with locking in. Books are with dilly-dallying. So what I think this means is that it's saying that books and school and education is dilly-dallying, and it's stopping you from securing the bag.
So you need to stop dilly-dallying with books and school and education, lock in to secure the bag.
Yeah.
And it may not be fun,
No.
but it'll bring you closer to expanding your own life, expanding the life of those around you, and would you say even expanding the current state of humanity to a greater state?
Yes. And well, okay. Because one thing that I'm stuck on, and Jack, I'd love for you to comment on this, is you were saying that the bag for you was your education.
Yes.
So what do you believe about this point?
Well, about this point of the education being dilly-dallying. Well, I believe that all points on art are valid, but I would say that for me, maybe the books more represented like entertainment, desire, things we want. So I think for me, the books meant something different, not like books like studying. So I think
Okay.
that has slightly different meaning for
What
my
do you
life.
believe the books mean in this image?
Is that for me or?
That was for you, James.
Oh, the
After studying this image for 5 years.
I just believe the books are anything holding you back from achieving the bag.
So you're
So
saying the
anything.
books are different for everyone.
Yeah, the books
Okay.
are a little different.
The bag
And
is different. The books are different.
is there anything that's constant through this image? Because there's a lot of change. It's hard to
There's no
grasp
change.
onto something and just say like, this is dilly-dallying, this is locking in. I need to know for everyone, what is the biggest meaning we can draw from this about how to be born to dilly-dally and be forced to lock in?
Well, I just thought going back to the image, the real only constant of this image is this rabbit, right?
The rabbit.
He's in this action shot. He's floating. I personally believe that this is meant to be some sort of quote on mind over matter, because he's levitating. So what this means is that when you lock in, you enter a state in which your mind is able to achieve anything it believes it can. So that's what I believe this image.
I see,
has
and that's why he's
constantly.
floating. He's above the mortal realm and floating into this ethereal space.
Meant to represent a disconnect between the rabbit and the physical world.
So would you say the bag is often not in the physical world? It's something ethereal that we need to grasp conceptually and through the powers of our mind and our comprehension, our imagination as humans, rather than something we can grasp physically with our bodies?
I do believe that all forms of locking in, yes, do lead to some form of ethereal ascension, like you were saying.
Yeah.
But they could also lead to physical gain as well.
So do you think the author of this image managed to lock in, to secure the bag, to truly ascend, like you said? Because in a lot of ways, the author seems to be kind of, I feel like I see the author less in this ethereal state and more as the bunny, as the rabbit there. The author seems to be stuck between these limbos, and that's why they made the image. But I don't know if you have a different opinion on that.
Well, those are very good points, possible, but I think I may have just found a breakthrough in this image.
Really?
I want you all to lean in, okay?
Yeah. What is that?
Do you see it?
I see it.
It is a
Yeah.
word.
I believe it's upside down.
I think it's an. I think it at. That's the at sign.
At send
Help.
help.
Send. Okay. I don't know if the camera can zoom in on here. Right above my finger.
Yeah.
We may have found something extraordinary. Yeah.
This truly is
What? It,
revolutionary.
so what is that?
At
So okay. So in the shadow,
yeah.
I'm getting a little frightened here. In the shadow of that young bunny, send help.
At send help.
At send help. What? Have you ever seen that before in your studies?
Actually, like this is groundbreaking. I might actually have to make a call after this meeting. Wow, no one's ever been able to see that before.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
After
was there.
5 years of analyzing every pixel.
I guess we'll just have to start. Do we analyze that? Like, well, do we?
I'm not
I
sure what it means.
Do
Can-
we dare
can
go
we-
there?
can we at least start? Let's break down the letter. So at, where would you
It's like
see that
an email,
playing in?
An email.
An email.
An
Okay.
email.
Sometimes
agree?
in Java syntax as well.
Okay. Yeah. At. Java syntax does use that often. So maybe the author is trying to have us execute some code. Maybe this is something from the future or from the past that we need to execute.
Well,
but
I believe if we think about it as an email,
okay.
what is an email used for?
For
send.
communicating.
Communication, to send messages.
Yeah.
Right.
Sending
So it seems like this person is sending a message
to everyone.
to the audience. Send help.
How many people do you think have seen this image? Sorry, this is kind of off track, but I feel like it.
Do you have
ties
the
in
statistics on there?
perfectly.
Well, our numbers, our studies have shown anywhere from 1 to 3 billion people across the globe have seen it, predominantly inside
Somewhere
of
in that
East
range.
Asian and Eastern Europe countries.
I see.
Okay.
And
Do we have-
you think all of those people got this message even if they didn't see it, or do you think a lot of people missed it like you did?
Well, I think a lot of people did miss this. I believe they probably would have called into us if they had. But I believe that the image itself, perhaps, like, subconsciously gets that message across to send help.
So you think it's more of like a hypnotism of sorts, like subliminal messaging that really puts something into your mind that takes root without you realizing?
Yeah, I mean, just the first thought, like, funny enough, first time I saw this image, when I saw the lock-in, the first thing I actually thought of was just help, you know?
Help.
Yeah.
Help.
Yeah.
Or are you thinking of like help as in I'm always dilly dallying? I need to lock in to secure the bag, but I can't.
Yeah, that is kind of perhaps what that could mean. I visualize myself more of the rabbit where I'm constantly stuck between dilly-dallying and locking in. And I just need help to finally commit to one of them.
Jack, I think your interpretation is huge because what shows that the rabbit is in between them? It's the shadow, right?
It's the shadow.
And send
And
help
inside
is in
the-
the shadow.
You're right.
So, Jack, I think you got to make that call.
I'm not sure what the call is though.
I think, well,
We got to keep going.
you have to.
I
If you feel the need to leave right now to tell your professor for once what this call means to you, I don't know, but
Jack,
if
I
you
think this
feel
could
the need,
solve.
you could
I think this.
go now.
I think this could solve every problem.
World hunger, at
Every
the
problem.
very least.
thank you for having me on.
Thank you very much.
I'll be back.
Go faster. Yeah. Hopefully, you can perhaps make some more breakthroughs with your professor.
So, from the ethereal plane between locking in and dilly dallying, this image has taught us a lot.
It's taught us the value of determination, the value of hard work, the value of going beyond your desires to something more, to be able to ascend to secure the bag. And it's taught us that no matter how tough this may seem, no matter how tough it might be, how not fun it might be to lock in,
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah.
it's the only thing that can give you help.
Thank you for watching. Coma.
This was the gallery. I'm Fossil Terapov.
I'm Moritz Van Zilberg.
We'll see you next time.